adding the chord progressions into the Sibelius file. You recall at last lesson I handed out a blank template piece of paper into which students were asked to handwrite the chord progressions in pencil. So you should have that somewhere in your folders. Please get it out. You'll notice that the one I've put on the intranet has been typed, but that was just to make sure that you could read it easily. And also I've used some color coding to just remind you about the fact that A sections must be the same as each other, whereas the B section is contrasting. Back to Sibelius. I'm just going to type in those chord progressions from my sheet, so please have the handwritten sheet in front of you as you work. First thing to do is to left click the first bar to select it and press Ctrl-K. That will make a flashing chord cursor appear. And at this point, making sure you use capitals for chord names, you just simply type and then press a tab and type in the chord progressions that you need. So there's progression 2 for my introduction, and I'm just continuing to tab and type my way through. So my first half of A1 was progression 1, and my second half of A1 was progression 2. Basically you just keep tabbing and going through. You'll notice that the flashing cursor right at this moment seems like it's going to overtype that big boxed A2, but it won't. You'll notice that as I tab forward, it'll just reposition itself nice and neatly. So I'm typing in progression 1 again, then progression 2, which was my choice. Obviously each student might make a mistake. If you do, just backspace, yeah, no problem, and then retype. Obviously if you happen to accidentally click and you lose the flashing cursor, then you just do the same thing again. But in this case, just click the very first note of the bar and press Ctrl-K, and the flashing cursor will come back. So now I'm onto my B section, and I chose progression 4 there, so I'm just going forward and quickly typing in my chords. And here I'm up to A3, which is back to progression 1, which was obviously in this key C, C, G, C. And my coda, for some reason, I chose progression 1 again, which was C, C, G, C. So basically, I'm done. That didn't take very long. Of course, you would want to make sure that you've actually got it correct.